So Gemini for the week of March 15th. So in my problem cards, I have 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands again. So we got that Overload Despair card again. In the obstacle, the Empress, and for resolution, 3 of Wands. Aww. So Gemini, similar to our Aries, I think it was, that got 10 of Wands. You're feeling maybe burnt out, and because I'm seeing Pentacles and Wands here, this might be work related. Of course, not for everyone, but this could be something like you're really just feeling defeated financially. Maybe your car payments went up, or mortgage, property taxes went up, something, and it's making you feel like, I just cannot catch a break. I'm overwhelmed. The obstacle is the Empress. So some of you might be mothers, and maybe I'm talking to you here. I know that when I can't take care of my dog because of finances, it does make me feel like I'm not being a good parent. So maybe you're feeling like you're not able to have that maternal caretaker role in the way that you'd like to, because of all of the stress, and especially financial stress. The good thing is, with 3 of Wands as the resolution, it's saying that you've gone through a lot, more than you're taking credit for, and now you can start planning ahead, which I know is hard to do when you're in the midst of turmoil, especially financial stresses. I get it. I have 2 different types of student loans right now, so I know how that works. And me and Jesse's cars, let's just say they exist. So I get that, but I think sometimes we do have to say, you know what, there is a future, even though things feel dismal. And look at the flowers in this card. There's a lot of growth, after going through a lot. And then with the Empress here, if you're not a mother, it's saying be a little bit more in that maternal energy, be a little more feminine. So that would mean you can let your emotions out more. Take care of your friends in ways that maybe you have been neglecting lately, if you can. I know I had a friend who was going through some terrible drama at work, and I decided, you know what, let's go out for drinks and let her just talk about her problems. And it actually made me feel better that I could be here. I couldn't fix everything, but I could be a listening ear. And that's sort of that maternal thing, is kind of taking on a little bit of emotional burden off of the people that you love.
We're going to start with problem. And we are going to blur out this card. Obstacle. And resolution. Now, these are interesting.
And Gemini is the Lover's card, so that is interesting.
Just take one of these and do that. This is interesting because for my deck, they call it the shadow, which is the devil, and that is in the obstacle position. I pulled one clarifier for the resolution. So it seems like, the problem is stemming from domesticity of some sort, or like having either you're happy in a relationship or in a home with your family, or maybe close friends or something, there seems to be harmony and everything, but also with harmony becomes like kind of the like, well, what happens after happily ever after? Like, what kind of things do you need to do? You need to start, maybe you're paying off a mortgage, maybe you're like looking to buy a car or something like that. Maybe you guys are having your first kind of like love or spat if you're in a relationship or something like that, especially because of the shadow, which is aka the devil in my deck. In the obstacle, like there is some sort of friction, there's a little bit of ignorance. Maybe you've had an argument with a friend, or a relationship, a close romantic relationship, maybe, and you're trying to figure out how to navigate that for the first time. Um, After being in a very blissful, maybe it was like honeymoon to space or something like that, and you're coming to that for the first time. And resolution, it looks kind of like, I don't want to freak anyone out. In my interpretation, like this looks bleak with the Three of Swords, which typically means that it usually has the connotation of heartbreak. But oftentimes, I want to look at the positive side of this, and that doesn't necessarily mean that this is the end of a relationship or anything, but maybe mostly a sign of growth. Like you have to maybe experience what an argument is with a close individual or loved one to actually be able to see how you can navigate that argument and actually grow closer as a result. Because some of the strongest relationships are those that are built off of negotiation and teamwork. Understanding everybody's differences and like, hey, this is what my needs are, and then somebody else has other needs, and you really have to work together to find the midpoint where you guys are going to align. So I don't think this is an end all be all kind of thing. And as Geminis, we have two kind of sides to our personalities. So I encourage you to look at that place where you can find the reasonableness, be able to work together with that close loved one or friend or whoever it may be to work past whatever that issue is.
So this is for Cancer for the week of March 15th. Okay. All right, Cancer. So in your problem, you have 10 of Cups. Lots of love related things this week. In the obstacle, we have Death and the Grimalkin, which in my deck, it's a really cool card. It's sort of like the mysticism, almost like the intuitive card, going within that kind of thing. And then for your resolution, we have 10 of Swords and 2 of Wands. Very interesting, Cancer. So looking at these together, I would say Cancer, there's something on your mind, maybe, especially related to either a relationship or family situation, because 10 of Cups is all just love. Um, when I see Death and the Grimalkin together, I would say you might. The Grimalkin is a very positive card, but sometimes in my deck it represents sort of isolating yourself. So I'm wondering if you're maybe a little bit avoiding something, a personal problem. I know as a Taurus, there have been times I'm not proud of. Instead of going to confront someone when something bothered me, I just dipped, and it's not it's not the best way to handle things. Communication is really important. So, as a Cancer, I know you're very emotional and you guys feel everything, um, especially empaths, which our channel, of course, attracts a lot of empaths. So, for your resolution, it's saying go ahead and speak your mind. Whatever this is, it might just be it feels like a big deal to you, but actually, it may not be as big a deal as what you think. Emotions can make things feel a lot bigger than they really are, because what it's saying is you can take that stand and let go of that negativity, the grudge, whatever it is that's weighing on you. Um, I know, like me and Jesse, we're besties, but we've been in situations like this when we've traveled together, where one of us really want to do one thing, whale, whale swimming with whales, and the other really wanted to do another thing, paragliding. So
Hey, so we did both.
we did both. But as a Taurus, I don't know if it's just Taurus, but I struggle with communicating. And so in my head, I just assume, Jesse's never going to let me do the thing I want to do. And we talked it out. And this is just an example, but
I
sometimes
want
when we
to
really
put on
want
the
something,
record that I would usually let her go and do what she wants to do.
she does. That's why
I would never help
that's
her
why she's my
back.
bestie. I'm very stubborn. I usually travel by myself because I can get very emotional about what I want to do. Um, but yes, in this case, I say get it off your chest when you're calm. Take some deep breaths. Find a way to communicate if you feel safe to do so, of course. And this is
Mhm.
again, this is not going to be for everyone. If this feels like it resonates with you, then you can consider this. Yes.
Yeah.
So how about your reading, Jesse?
So this is interesting. It seems like cancers, you are, I mean, I always know, at least from the cancers in my life, they're very empathetic, and sometimes they can get in their own way and be the one that kind of causes their own, maybe put an obstacle in their way, and they're the ones being their own hindrance. And that's kind of what I see here with the problem in Eight of Swords. Like, you're bound up, you're blindfolded. Okay, you probably can't see this card from here, but it's somebody all bound up, and you're your worst critic. You're the one who's holding yourself back. Maybe you have a situation where you are preventing yourself from taking the next step. Maybe that is like, maybe you're buying a house and you're not sure if you want to go forward with it, or maybe it could be something smaller, like, I'm not sure, maybe there is a work opportunity that you're not quite sure you want to go forward with. Maybe it's a project that you're interested in doing, or maybe if it is a relationship thing, maybe it's like, do I go with that person and get coffee or not, but you're the one standing in your own way, is what I'm seeing with these cards. It's interesting because the obstacle card for me, I see it's Three of Cauldrons or Three of Cups, which is typically a very happy card. So usually with friends or loved ones supporting you. Maybe in this case, it is because you are standing in your own way, you're not taking the help that is given to you from loved ones and support networks. And that is something that is keeping you out of realizing the full potential of whatever it is, obstacle or goal you're trying to overcome. The last one, though, I'm a little bit interested in your thoughts, Kay, because I've never really, I'm going to be honest, I never really get the Magician. So this is interesting. I got the Magician
Mm.
in the resolution. And my understanding is like, usually, like, if you look at the spiritual journey, it's like the Fool is what will start the cycle, and then next is the Magician. And a Magician is usually starting something or beginning an action. Am I correct in this interpretation?
I with all of the major arcana cards, there's a lot of meanings to them.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to with magician is usually something creative, like you're creating something.
Okay. So if you take, then in that case, like, to me, it seems like the resolution is if you stop putting those, second guessing yourself, being in your own way, taking the support and help that's offered to you, you get to be more creative and see that fulfillment come to life. Whether that is like, if you're buying a house, you now have that space to put that studio together or something like that, where you could be creative and
Mm.
start, you know, that Etsy channel you always wanted to do. Or if it is, in a work situation, actually taking the lead on a project and being the one who gets to see the outcomes at the end. That sounds really exciting to me. So, cancers, don't be in your own way is sort of my thought process on that.
I agree. And with mine, with the 10 of cups as the
Mhm.
problem, it's
Mhm.
similar in that they might not be seeing the love that's around them and the support in this situation. So,
Mhm.
if this argument or obstacle you're going through right now is not to do with relationships or family, I would
Mhm.
say definitely lean into your loved ones because they're here for you. You're not a
Mhm.
burden. Like the amount of times I've
Mhm.
called Jesse to complain about what seems like a very minor incident at work, and your loved ones, they want to be there for you. So definitely reach
I
out
also
to them.
want to point out too that even if you do not think like there is somebody around here that you can look to or count on, there are so many
Mm-hmm.
resources available to folks who ever need help, and we will always put some of that stuff in the show notes if
Yes,
you're looking for help and need resources.
definitely. Yep.
So,
Good
okay.
point, Jesse. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So that was Cancer.
Well, we hope you've liked what you've seen today at Tarot Girlies for the week of March 15th, March 16th. We really would love all of your feedback and constructive criticism. But this was Kay and Jesse. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hope to see you soon.